It finally happened. Damian Lillard has requested a trade out of Portland, and we have a major update on the New York Knicks' pursuit of the All-Star guard and if they're going to trade for Damian Lillard. Also, Josh Hart has helped recruit Dante DiVincenzo to the Knicks. He's trying to recruit Mikal Bridges to the Knicks. And now he's trying to recruit a superstar caliber player to the Knicks. We're going to break all of this down and more today. Let's get started. We have a major update on the Damian Lillard to the New York Knicks situation. Now, thankfully, SNY's Ian Begley gave us the following update on the Knicks and their pursuit of Damian Lillard. According to Ian Begley, NYK isn't aggressively pursuing stars and seems likely to keep the season's roster intact. Now, if that wasn't a shocking news already, Ian Begley doubled down on this and gave us the following information. Ian Begley of SNY recapped the team's attitude within free agency and wrote that despite the availability of James Harden and Damian Lillard, the team is likely not pursuing either. James Harden and Damian Lillard are both available via trade, Begley wrote. But as of late Saturday night, I don't believe New York has been aggressively pursuing either player. Begley then continued by stating that the team did look into acquiring Paul George, but it now looks ready to roll with the current group. And Begley finished off this report by ending it with the following information. As things currently stand, the Knicks seem to likely enter next season with the 2022-2023 roster mostly intact. This is a major update from Ian Begley, an NBA insider. It points to the fact that even though we have major stars available in James Harden, Paul George, and Damian Lillard, that the New York Knicks are not aggressively pursuing these stars. In fact, according to Ian Begley, rather than star chase and make a big swing for a superstar that might give away assets, for a star that might be past his prime and not help the Knicks get to that next level, instead of the Knicks doing that, they seem very happy and okay to stand pat with their roster intact from last season with a few notable upgrades and go into next season with that roster. Now, coming into this offseason, the Knicks were linked to a number of superstars. Zach LaVine was there. Cat was there. Embiid was there. There were a number of stars on the table apparently available for the New York Knicks to trade for. But as we get closer into this offseason and we get really deep into it, we find out that some stars really aren't available. And the stars that are available, the New York Knicks don't want. And I'm actually in favor of the New York Knicks not going after James Harden. Because James Harden, for me personally, hasn't shown you anything with regards to winning and adding to a winning culture. He just came from a 76ers squad that had reigning MVP of the league on it in Joel Embiid. And they couldn't get to the Eastern Conference Finals. If that James Harden couldn't take the Sixers to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, then what makes you think trading for him would get the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals? It just doesn't make sense. Not only that, but he's never shown up in the playoffs. When the lights are brightest and it matters most, he hasn't shown up. Look at the final two games between Boston and the 76ers in the playoffs. He nearly no-showed. Invisible, like he wasn't there. New York has way too many players that don't show up when the lights are brightest in the playoffs. We don't need to add another player to that core just to see what Harden can do in a Knicks jersey. Because while the jersey probably would sell a lot and the regular season would be great, when the playoffs came, Harden would be invisible, and we don't need that. Now, the Dame situation is a little bit confusing to me. Now, I understand why the Knicks wouldn't want to add Dame right now. Not only because of age, even though for me, for Dame Lillard, I don't think age is enough of a reason to not add him. Because he's just coming off his best year in terms of scoring. Production-wise, Damian Lillard has always been a walking bucket. There's never been an issue with that. When you can get somebody at that level of production, you at least listen. But from reports, at least according to Ian Begley, the Knicks are not even aggressively trying to go after Dame. Dame Lillard has been a name for the last few off seasons that has been linked to the New York Knicks. Now, maybe it's not been realistic, but there's always been a link there because of New York's major market. And Lillard in New York would be box office. Must watch TV. Absolutely. But it's funny to me that the New York Knicks wouldn't even try to pick up the phone to see what it would take to swing a Lillard trade, because all destinations seem to point to Miami for Damian Lillard. That seems to be his final destination point. But if you look at the trade packages, Miami doesn't really have a great package to offer in return for Damian Lillard. Now, if you're looking for a star caliber package, the Knicks don't really even have that either, because I don't think the Knicks can give the Portland Trailblazers a star package back for Dame. But if you're looking for young assets, if you're looking for draft capital, and if you're looking for cap relief, the Knicks can offer all of that to you. We have Evan Fournier for salary filler. We have young players that can develop and grow on the team. And we have draft picks. So these three things will always put New York in the mix for a star player. The only caveat to that is how much the other team you're trading with believes in those picks and players, because that's really what's going to sell the trade from happening for the New York Knicks. But it is surprising to hear on some level that the New York Knicks are actually not going after Damian Lillard, they're not going after James Harden, and they're not going after Paul George. These are three main names that have recently come out that have been linked to the Knicks. Now, Harden and PG, I am extremely happy to hear that the New York Knicks are not aggressively pursuing those two, because I think they are on the wrong side of their prime at this point. I don't think it's right to build a contender around those type of players, and I don't think they help the team enough to get to the next level. Dame, however, changes everything. If Damian Lillard is available, you call. I know we have Jalen Brunson. I know there's not a definitive need for Dame in the backcourt with Jalen Brunson. I know it's a little bit small, and I know defensively it would be horrific. But offensively, Jalen Brunson dancing inside and Damian Lillard dancing outside, that is must-watch TV. I would not be able to take my eyes off of those two in the backcourt. But I think, given the reports here, this is more or less a dream, a fantasy, a pipe dream. I don't believe the New York Knicks are going to trade for any star after these reports. It seems to me that the New York Knicks are either going to do two things. They're either going to go into next season by adding Dante DiVincenzo, Seth Curry, and a couple of other pieces that help with shooting off of their bench, and they'll more or less run it back with the exact same engine of Jalen, RJ, and Randall. That particular group is likely not going to change. Some pieces around them might, but that core, not changing. And if that's the case, it's likely meaning that the New York Knicks are going to run it back with a similar roster to last season, and that's going to be what they do moving forward. And they're not going to swing for a star. At least that's what it seems here. I think if a star is available and the price is right, the New York Knicks will absolutely swing on that trade and get that star to New York. But if the price isn't right, and if it's not the quote-unquote right star, New York just won't give up everything like they've done in the past to acquire that star. Josh Hart is apparently recruiting Damian Lillard to New York. Now, it doesn't matter if it's realistic. It doesn't matter if the New York Knicks are actively, aggressively pursuing Damian Lillard. It doesn't matter. For Josh Hart, if you're a star, a superstar, or a role player, and he likes you, he thinks you're a good player, or he wants you on the Knicks, he's going to shoot his shot. He did it with Dante DiVincenzo, and that happened to work out because we signed Dante DiVincenzo. He's doing it with Mikal Bridges. I hope to God it works with Mikal Bridges, because I think Mikal is a perfect fit for the New York Knicks. But because he's a Brooklyn Net, I don't see that happening. And now he's doing it with Damian Lillard. On social media, Josh Hart, after hearing that Damian Lillard was asking out of Portland and was requesting a trade, he took to social media and said the following: "Hey, Dame Lillard." He basically waved at Dame on social media after Damian Lillard gave his response about wanting to be traded out of Portland. essentially trying to recruit Damian Lillard to the Big Apple. Now, it's a subtle recruitment. He's not saying, hey, Lillard, join us right now. We need you. You're the missing piece. He's not saying all of that. And he's certainly not advocating for the New York Knicks to go out there, swing for a superstar trade in Damian Lillard, and give up all the assets necessary to get Dame. He's also not advocating for that either. But what he is doing is trying to make New York a destination place for stars. He's trying to get every single player, whether you're a role player, star, or superstar, to come to the New York Knicks. And Damian Lillard is currently on his sights. Now, Josh Hart and Damian Lillard have a connection. They played together in Portland for a while. They obviously like each other very, very much. They're very good friends. Josh Hart, being his teammate, knows that, and he's using this a little bit as an advantage to try to say, hey, listen, you loved playing with me before. Why don't you come out of Portland, come to New York, make the trade as best as possible for both parties, and come play with me again so we can contend in the East. Because don't get it twisted. You add Damian Lillard to this Knicks squad without having to give up the house, you've created a new contender in the East in the New York Knicks. That's how massive of an upgrade Damian Lillard is to this roster. I can't wait to see more of Josh Hart as the years go by with the New York Knicks, because it's safe to assume that if you are a star player in this league and Josh Hart likes you, he's absolutely going to try to recruit you to the New York Knicks. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.